everybody, welcome back to That Fiction Life. I am so excited about today's video because, as you all probably all know by now, I am such a huge fan of The Vampire Diaries. It's one of those shows that kind of shape your teenage years if you watched it at the time, and now you hold such a nostalgic feeling about it. It's been a little while since my last Vampire Diaries video where I talked about my experience of meeting some of the cast with the photos that we took, which I'll link down below if you would like to see that video, because I also answered questions that you guys asked me, so check that out if you haven't already. For this video, I'm going to be ranking the ships from the show, and we're going to be doing romantic relationships as well as the friendships, because I think TVD had some incredible platonic relationship. I created this template myself because the ones I found just didn't have the couples that I wanted to talk about, so I found a real range. We're not doing all of them because we would be here for 10 years, but we are going to do the sort of key ones and then some that I just hate because, you know, we love tea. Don't watch this video if you haven't watched the show, obviously, because you'll be spoiled. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first people that I have on here are Jenna and Alaric, and I'm definitely putting them in cute because they were an emotional roller coaster, you know. They went through a lot, sadly. It all withered away when Klaus, you know, did the thing. Okay, the next people, we have a platonic friendship here. I mean, sort of, they did kiss once, but he thought she was Catherine. Anyway, we have Elijah and Elena, who have probably the craziest friendship on this whole series. And I'm going to put them in love because their whole back and forth, making the deals, but then sort of having a mutual respect for each other was iconic. And anytime they had a scene, the chemistry was great. They had amazing conversations and I just had a lot of fun watching them. Plus Elijah is my favourite original. The next people, you're all gonna come for me. Okay. We have Stefan and Elena. Newsflash, I don't like this. So I don't want to put them in the meh section, but it's sort of the middle, you know, this is not bad. I personally thought that Elena and Stefan were better as friends, and this is definitely obvious in the last episode. We're not going to talk about that because it's very triggering. Hello. And they did have a good relationship for some time there, but I don't think that Stefan challenged Elena. Maybe I should put them in cute. I'm having second thoughts. I'm on Team Damon, so you know. Okay, this is a whole thing in my head where I am Team Damon for Elena, but I would have Stefan for myself. We're going to keep it at Matt because this isn't judging Stefan. The next, oh, it's Stefan again, hello. So we have Stefan and Caroline. I would like to put them sort of right here in between cute and meh because I love them as friends. I'm just going to keep it hovering for while I try and debate this. They were cute as hell as friends and I thought they had an amazing friendship, and I was a little bit conflicted about their whole romantic side of their friendship that developed. However, a lot of relationships do start off with great friendships. I do kind of love them ultimately, but you know who Caroline is really supposed to be with. Maybe I'll put them in love. This is taking longer than I thought it would. This video is going to be 2 hours, I'm sorry. They had amazing chemistry. I mean, do you remember season 6 when they both turned off their humanity and then just went on a rampage? That was fun. Ugh, we've already gone on a journey. Okay, we'll put them in love just because, you know, Stefan got some happiness in the end, sort of. The next people, we have another friendship, and that is Bonnie and Elena, and I'm just going to put them in there, and don't come for me, but Bonnie deserved better. She was kind of there as a tool, and I feel as though Elena and her had a real genuine friendship at the start of the series when they were both human and there were no complications, but as soon as you know, Bonnie started discovering her witch powers and then Elena turned into a vampire, it really split them. The next one is Klaus and Caroline. This is why I was having a crisis with Stefan, because I think I do like them together ultimately, but we all wished this would happen, didn't we? So, God tier. So here's the thing that I find hilarious about this. Stefan and Klaus had the best bromance. I really should have put them on this tier list. They had a sort of love-hate friendship, and I loved seeing that throughout the series. The fact that they both love Caroline is iconic. And Klaus literally went from one of the most villainous, evil people to sort of redeeming himself, and that's really hard to do. Yeah, they're God tier. Don't really need to debate it too much. Oh, we have one of my favourite friendships next, and that is Lexi and Stefan, who I definitely love. The one thing I hate about Damon is what he did to Lexi, and I'm just having a moral crisis over that every time I think about it. Because Stefan is a complicated character. He is a little bit of a loose cannon. And this is where I think people underestimate him, because before we saw his ripper side of him, people thought he was the nice, kind brother who eats squirrels. No. And Lexi was always there to kind of pull him back. And I think had she been there throughout the 8 seasons, we would have seen a way, way, way different side to Stefan. I mean, anytime she came in for an episode, you felt Stefan change immediately, and I think that they had a great friendship. Jeremy and Bonnie, just get away from me. I feel like this was a convenience relationship. It was weird. I didn't like them together. I didn't see the chemistry. You know, they had some cute scenes, let's be real. It felt forced to me, at least. So they have no rights, bye-bye. Then we have Alaric and Jo, and they're definitely going in cute. I don't want to pick between Jo and Jenna for Alaric, who is even Meredith, we're not going to talk about her. But these two, I don't want to choose between them, so they're going on the cute tier. Just, Alaric has bad luck with girlfriends, honestly, but they were so cute. I mean, that wedding episode was traumatizing. It was almost like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. Then we have Tyler and Caroline. I don't hate them together. She had a much better dynamic with Klaus and Stefan, and I think with Tyler it was this sort of a first love type of relationship. Yes, I know she was with Matt, but we'll talk about Matt in a little bit. So Tyler was sort of like the starter relationship. They were very cute. I liked how they helped each other with the whole vampire werewolf thing. They had some great scenes, but ultimately just not really a fan. Then we have this one is more of a joke one, but it's low-key true. We have Klaus and his coffins. This is a ship to me because Klaus and his coffins was a recurring theme in this series, and it's just hilarious to me. There's so many memes depicting, I guess, anytime Klaus comes on screen when one of the dagger and the coffins, the rest of the originals have a heart attack because they know they're about to be put away for a few years. It's such an iconic ship, and they're going on God tier because it was just a running joke by the end of the series. Then we have Damon and Bonnie, the best friendship of all time. So we're putting it in God tier. No one predicted this friendship because Bonnie had a real hatred for Damon at the start. It just came out of nowhere in a good way because it was written very well, but when they were stuck together in that other world thing, that bonded them beyond life. And I was kind of worried that they were going to drop that when they both sort of returned to normality, but they carried it on for the rest of the series. The next one is my favorite ship of all time, and that is Enzo and Bonnie. God dear. You know, when you compare these two to her whatever it was with Jeremy, I just... Her and Enzo had the most iconic relationship. Remember the cabin scene, how she was literally not going to leave? The whole bloody thing was burning, but she refused to go. And that solidified their relationship. The dance, you had the singing by the fire. That was traumatic to watch because the feels. And then, of course, that episode, you know the one, you know. Bonnie really deserved happiness in the series, especially, like I said, she was kind of used a little bit throughout the series, and in season 8 she really came into her own. And that scene of her going off on an adventure, I was like, listen, you could have given her a happy relationship to end this series with. I'm not gonna talk about it more because I'm just really pissed off. Then we have Matt. I just put a picture of Matt because I'm going to just talk about all his relationships, and I'm not a fan of Matt for many reasons, not just because, you know, he was a little bit annoying. His whole hatred of the paranormal, you know, these are people you grew up with, your actual best friends, and you're putting their new sort of life against them. He should have moved out of Mystic Falls. All I feel that he did throughout the 8th season was just moan about how much he hates Mystic Falls. He's been with like everyone for some reason. He nearly redeemed himself with the whole Rebecca thing, because I think the fact that he had feelings for Rebecca really surprised even him. Then we have Delana, who I had a whole moral crisis over this because I didn't know whether to put them in God tier or love. I think I'm going to put them in love, purely because I was such a diehard Delana fan for the whole series pretty much. Until the show had that weird seasons 5 and 6 thing where they kind of scrapped all the history of the town and everything that made the show so deep and interesting, and they focused on all the Delana problems, and it became a soap opera where they just bicker and argue all the time for the most stupidest things that I got a little bit sick of them. The way that they kind of kept finding reasons to not be together was annoying the hell out of me. Listen, we've just been through 5 years of watching this develop, and now you're telling me you're trying to resist, you know? Why? I love that they ended up together, but ultimately we knew what was right. I think Damon challenges her and they have a much more interesting relationship. Final one with Caroline and Elena, and I'm going to put them in cute. I personally think that they had a better friendship than Bonnie and Elena, primarily due to the fact that they were both vampires, because I think that really developed their friendship. When you look at season 1, Caroline, you know about that. I just didn't like her. Once she became a vampire, and especially when Elena joined the gang, they really developed. So those are all the people. Do let me know who you would put in the God tier, because we really do have to discuss the best. Do leave your thoughts below so we can keep on discussing the show. I really do want to rewatch it at some point. Maybe I'll do some reaction videos. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!